Good evening. It's Norma, and I'm back from my holidays. And here it is on Monday night, and it's mental mind treatment. And I see two of you are here already, so my heart feels full. I still admit I'm a little tired from our journey, but in other ways, it's good. It's really good. I've got, okay, let's sort of usually what I do is take a look at the what card I pulled from the God box. I kind of like this one because I'm going to connect it to a couple of things. It's what I focus on expands. I can look for the light instead of the lampshade. I'll come back to that in a minute. And then it says, light does not struggle with darkness. When I turn on the light, the darkness disappears. Now, before I sat down, I pulled up a tarot card. And this is the Two of Swords. And then I pulled up the good old Magician, which is everything is possible. And in a way, this card, what I focus on expands, really went with this really well. You see, this is about being defensive. This is about not really wanting to deal with your emotionality. This is like the blindfold on, meaning I don't want to see, I don't want to know, I don't want to have anything to do with anything kind of thing. And sometimes what we find is that's what we do in life. And that's what mental mind treatments are about. They're to stop the pattern. They're to stop things being the way that they are and things like that. So I'm really kind of wanting for people to realize their potential and to break down those barriers. And yes, I do a lot of work for people to help that. But sometimes it's just conscious awareness where I still haven't got my voice back from things. So I see some of you have already written. Oh, what I wrote down didn't go through. So it's funny. Sometimes it goes up and sometimes it doesn't. I still haven't figured out how come that goes yet. The other thing, if you sometimes there's the odd change that has to happen. I'll be putting it up on. I've decided that I'm going to put it up on my Facebook page when that happens. But tonight I am here. So Marianne says, good evening and blessings to all. Marie says, hi, Norma. Good friends. CJ, hi, Norma. And she's giving me some numbers. I've only got a couple of other ones to do. So 7, 11, and 22, please. Yeah. Okay, so those numbers, what they tell me is that in fact, everything in here predicts a change, that there's a letting go of what has been. And now comes the commitment to the new pathway, which is basically based on faith and understanding and awareness. So newness all around, but mostly it's about commitment. When we start something new, we need to be committed to it, moving forward. So let's do a treatment and just see how that works. I know there's one power and there's one essence, and I know that in all of us, this energy is with us and around us and for us. I know as I speak my word for CJ that the changes that are happening, that they're easy to commit to. They're easy to utilize the faith and understanding that you have on the inside and follow the inner direction as you move forward. That will be the issue here, to follow the instinct of your awareness, your knowingness, your commitment. The word is commitment. Having faith, yes, but it's change. I give thanks and knowing that the change will be supported by the universe. I give thanks and knowing that CJ will be committed to that change, that growth, that understanding, that awareness. And I release this thought, knowing that it is true for CJ, that there will be changes, yes, but they will be good and productive and aware of the direction that you're heading into. So I give thanks and just many, many blessings, because as my little Two of Swords says, we have to make that change. Very often we sit there and we wait for somebody else to say something or do something or whatever. But the reality is we have to do it. We have to make the commitment. We have to make the reason for where we're heading and where we're going. Okay, filling up here. So Karen, my dear Karen, greetings, Norma. Good to see you. Yeah, I was late last time because I just forgot it was Monday. I've been tired for a few weeks, and that's what happens. My brain just doesn't connect in, but I got a little bit in. I really enjoyed your Sunday talk. Thanks, good, because it's been to move up here. I would love a treatment for loving all parts and aspects of myself. 6, 13, and 10, Karen. 6, 13, and 10. Yeah, it is really important to actually love every part of ourselves. And we often forget that because we get into judgment. We get into, thinking we're supposed to be this way or that way or the other. And so when we look at the sixes, like there is confusion. Perhaps looking at it this way, this is a picture that's just been given to me. You've got a box with a big ribbon on it. Now, if you don't open the ribbon and take the lid off, you don't know what's in that box. So there's no judgment as to what's in that box. That is an acceptance of what's in the box. And that's what I see here. The confusion comes because we want this to be in the box or that to be in the box. We want it that way. We want it this way. And so if we open the box and we're thinking that this is the box representing you, is that we begin to make judgments about what is our natural self. And so the key here is for you, I think, here with the second number of the 13 is to leave that behind. The battle has been done and you've won. Well, you can win if you don't keep going back into that. So in the transition, it's like knowing change is good. New thought is good. New awarenesses are good. Often, as we have new awarenesses, sometimes we look at things and we need to sort them out. But what I'm seeing here is that you just need to accept all the beauty that you have, all the beauty that has gone on, and get away from judgment of things that you've done. Maybe you had judgment on, or other people had judgment on, things that you thought you could have done better. Hey, we always do the best we can. We're not always perfect. And that's one of the things we know is that beauty is in the imperfection often. So, okay, this is for Karen. I know there is one power and one essence, and I know that Karen knows that connection of being, that the light that is within all things is also inside. And in that inside, there is peace. And the key is to get out of the brain, come into the heart. And as you come into the heart, there is this awareness of consistent growth, slow and sure, changing, but you being like the hub of the wheel, no matter what's going on the outside, no matter what anyone says, no matter what anybody does. It is the knowing that you are loved for you. You are loved for who you are. You are loved for what you have overcome. You are loved because of what is in that box. You are loved because that's the perfection of you. And yes, often there's things we want to change and do, and that's appropriate. But the key is not to let it get to you, but to recognize, oh, I've experienced that. I can let that go. I understand that. I can let that go. I can just be myself in all ways. And so in that knowingness that Karen is definitely moving forward and leaving the past behind, I am incredibly, incredibly grateful. And so as I release this thought, I just say, and so it is. Amen. And oh, wow. That's really, really great, Karen. Thank you. That is lovely. Okay, I just want to make sure I've got everybody here. Now, Jessica, thank you. She says, hi, Norman. Hi, Morel. Good to have you on, Jessica. That's great. Jerry Jason, yeah, thank you. Listening to you, Norma, makes me feel at home. I'm so glad. I'm just me. That's the one thing. I'm just myself. Bumps and all, so to speak. That's who I am. But I appreciate the comment. I really, really do. Because sometimes, just like Karen before, I used to look, why wasn't I this way? Wasn't I that way? And then finally had to say, hey, I'm just me. And that I can do the best I can. So thank you for your comment, Maggie G. Good to see you here. Hello, Norma. Good to see you safe home. No request tonight. We'll listen to your words of wisdom for others. Blessings. Blessings to you. Yeah, well, I have a word of wisdom because, I want to go back to this symbol here, the magician that came up. And I feel that I just need to address this is that for you, everything is possible, that you also have crossed over a bridge, in the five of cups. I think there is it's the only one with a bridge in it. So if you've got a tarot deck, you can look at that five of cups and look at the bridge. What happens is you have to leave the past behind to step over the bridge to the castle of dreams. And what I see here for you, everything is possible. And there are changes appears, and just flow with that. Just flow with it and know you're heading in the appropriate direction. Sorry, that just sort of came out of nowhere, not asked for, but I know that you are aware that you are supported in all that you do. Okay, Karen Lee, how nice to see you. It's really good to kind of take a break sometimes and come back, and it feels all so new again. So I'm just going to write in my book here. So Karen Lee. Okay. Oh, where am I here? Where am I losing my numbers? I thought. Oh, it says message redacted, but I didn't. Oh, yeah, there they are up there. 317 and 19. Okay. Oh, man. Tonight is a night of change, obviously. The 3 is the love vibration. And I didn't bring any water, of course. No, that's all right. Love vibration, balancing, and moving into the future. Those are the 3 basic patterns. But what I see here, Karen Lee, is that your heart, you are planning, thinking, working, doing from your heart. And because you're going from your heart, you're actually being able to balance, and I'm going to say the outside world with your inner world. And sometimes that's a little rocky, but overall, it's leading you to a new awareness and a new understanding. And in that new awareness and new understanding, there's a tremendous peace. That's what I'm looking at, peace. So let's do the treatment on this. I know there is one power and there is one essence. And as I speak my word for Karen Lee, I know that as I step forward in my life, coming from my heart and listening to myself, that I have that peace that passes understanding. This peace has been had before, then it gets lost. Peace is found, peace is lost. But this time it is moved into a different feeling of being. It's like it's anchored on the inside. There is an acceptance of your own power and your own knowingness. And in that acceptance of your own knowingness, then you're able to move forward into newness, this time without fear. And because it is without fear, it is peaceful. And because as it is peaceful, it embraces all of life, all things, because you come from the heart. You're not coming just from here. Head's important, yes, but in this instance, it is just pure heart knowingness. I give thanks and knowing for Karen Lee that with the heart and the knowing and the awareness, this movement into inner peace, this movement into inner understanding, flourishes, flowers, and moves forward. I give thanks in knowing this and release this thought, knowing that it is done, it is here, and it is one. And I just say, and so it is. And thank you. Okay, just a minute. I'm going to go back there, make sure I get everybody here. CJ says, thank you. Murray says, my numbers are 3918. 3918. Okay. Again, the heart, always, because I know you, that is from the heart, and it says the answer lies within, but there's a little bit of fear here, a little bit of uncertainty where it's kind of like dark shadows lurk. It's like when you watch a scary movie, you're always waiting for something to happen, something to jump out. When everything is flowing really nice in life, very often it's like the little doubts creep in about what's going to happen, woo, 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 woo. I just think here is that you have a real great sense of not only who you are, what you have, what you can do, but also about knowing that nothing can touch you unless you allow it. There is no fear, no outside forces. And I really feel this is coming from somewhere else. And you have enough knowledge, enough awareness, enough understanding that you can literally not let that in at all. Shrivel it up, so that you can move forward. So let me just see what else the treatment brings up. Knowing that there's one power in one essence, and I speak my word from Ray. As I speak my word from Ray, I know that my integrity, my love, my sense of being has me aware and moving forward in the direction that I want to go. I also know that my concern for others, or my concern of what may be or may not be, is also present within me. I release that. Knowing that as I walk my path, that which I need to know will be brought to me, and I will deal with it in the moment of now. There is only now. There is one time, one power, one essence right now. And as that love of yours, that understanding of yours, do not get caught up in other people's stuff. It is their stuff. Give it back to them. Let them have it. And you be that all that you are. I give thanks in the knowing of this. I give thanks in knowing that Marie's awareness of herself and what she knows is not entangled what other people's projections, sayings, or awarenesses. That is theirs. And that the movement forward into peace and understanding and love is strengthened, deepened, and broadened with all the way, just by saying, I am all that I am. And I release this thought saying, and so it is. Amen. Oh, I like that. Okay, where am I up here? Okay, that was redacted. Karen Murgus. Thanks. I struggle with judgment. Most judgment I found, Karen, comes from other people. We're trying to meet their standards. We're trying to be what maybe they say. And the thing is, really, you've got to realize, no, just no. You are who you are. You're loved by the universe. You just need to love yourself, no matter what. Let them have their judgments. They'll trip on them because that's what people do. Maggie G says, thank you, and I appreciate that. And Karen Lee says, wow, awesome, thank you. So much love, so much change lately. Yeah, have a fantastic week, Norma. I will be back on Wednesday with Norma Talks, and it's the pictures for Wednesday for the month. So of August. So that'll be interesting for me too. That's always interesting to see. Okay, I have a couple here that I've got. One is for Jessica. Jessica, thanks for being on. Um, so what I wanted to do with this one is basically to reinforce the love and honoring of self. So I know there is one power and one essence that is in all things. And I also know, as I speak my word for Jessica, that that love, universal love, is strong within and only needs to be breathed into, accepted, and aware. And in that breathing in the love, what happens is there is an honoring of the self. It is the honoring of who you are, not the mental, what about this and what about that and what about the other, but the lovingness of the universe that has us recognize that we are all privileged to have and be loved without judgment and without measure. We cannot measure it because it is continually, endlessly, forever. And once we lock that love within ourselves, no matter what our minds do and take us away and, create all sorts of scenarios, we just have to breathe, come back in our body, and remember that light that is there and know that we are loved. And as we are loved, we can honor who we are and move forward. I give thanks in knowing this for Jessica. I give thanks in knowing that Jessica is loving and is honoring herself and being gentle with herself. And so I release this thought, knowing that it's true, that it is done, by releasing that and letting that go. And so I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. Okay. Oh, I see Marie write something here. So did Jessica. Just thanks, Norma. I love you. That's wonderful. That's why I need. That's always helpful to have that love coming from the world for sure. Okay. Da 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 da. Marie says, "Right on. Thank you. So grateful always for your love and light. Blessings to you. Thank you." That why I'm peering is because the printing is small, and even with my glasses on, it's very small, and it's not always easy for me to read it. But as you come, a lot of you come regularly, you know that's what it is. Okay, I have another one here. This is for Tiffany. This treatment is around strength in order to have clarity. So often in life, what happens, we have situations and we let the emotionality of the situation take over because we're not getting what we want. So two things happen. We don't get what we want and we get upset, but we get upset more and create more of what we don't want. So it's like a built-in Ferris wheel, I guess. We go round and round and round, but it gets stickier and murkier and not very workable. So I am just saying this treatment to reinforce for Tiffany. In knowing there is one power and one essence, and in knowing that the tendency is for the mind to harbor on what we don't have rather than what we do have, that it gets upset because we consistently reinforce and create what we don't have and then wonder why we don't have it. It is a vicious cycle. Therefore, I know that the inner strength that Tiffany has and the desire to change is that the strength creates clarity of what it is she really wants. So that the knowingness of what you want, that you can then have the strength to move forward to create what you want, not what you don't want. There is a split in this world, in this life. And the need is to come together and be able to reject that which you don't want so that your thoughts, your feelings, your actions work with what you do want. And as you work with what you do want, then what happens is that you begin to create it. Otherwise, what happens, you keep creating what you don't want over and over and over again. It's like an addiction. You become addicted to being upset, depressed, not having things work. And you can change that. And you change that by knowing and asking not only for the strength from the beautiful one energy that is there that loves us, you also ask for clarity. So that when your mind begins spinning and emotionally you're spinning out, you can breathe, come back into that place of that awareness of knowing that all things are the way that you need to be. I give thanks for Tiffany, knowing that strength is there, clarity is there. It's a matter of commitment to that and a recognizing and accepting the responsibility that goes with choice. I give thanks in knowing that strength is there for her. I give thanks in knowing that the clarity is there for her. I also give strength in knowing that there's all about choice. And so I release this thought out knowing that the law of love will operate and will give the ability to be able to make different choices. And so for that, I am very grateful. And I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm going to do one more for Marianne. I know that there is one power and one essence. And I know that Marianne has this phenomenal connection with and gets and receives information, inspiration, awareness of all things. But I also know the desire to create what one really, really wants. And sometimes they're letting go of it and allowing it to show itself in a miraculous ways. The miraculousness of life often shows what is most needed, not necessarily what is wanted. And so we open up the heavens for the heavens to show where and when and how all things are given, so that the goals, the desires, the what do you say, openings, the hoping, that all of that is really shown in clarity. This is the path, and this path is there. Walk it. And as you walk it, it's like I can see the rainbow, I can see the sun, I can see the most beautiful scene. Everything is in its place. I give thanks in knowing for Marianne that as she walks forward in her life, that all will be given to her. And so I say thank you, thank you, thank you, as I release this, knowing that is true by saying, and so it is. Amen. Okay. Anybody else? No, we're done. Okay, that's about right too. I'm just nearly 7:30. That's kind of how which we seem to be around half an hour. So I really want to thank you for tuning in. I do, and I really can't believe this. That I literally forgot last Monday, and I did come on late, and there were a couple of people that were still around, thank goodness. But it was like very odd. And then of course I was away on holidays, so that kind of messed it up too. But I in contemplating that I did realize, yes, I will use Facebook more, because I don't really post a lot on Facebook. I post pictures of clouds, of flowers. I don't really post too much about what's going on generally, but I will if there's any kind of change of schedule. I do know this Wednesday for Norma Talks, I will be on at 9 o'clock. Maybe not. One of the things, well, I'm going to experience that. One of the things I found, because I used to always record this on Zoom and then put it up. and just timing and everything. And just it got a little bit tedious. So I thought I'll go direct. But I found that when I held the picture, everything is reversed on this program. So what I'll do is I'm going to do it tomorrow for myself, and then I'm going to reverse the pictures so that when I hold it up, it reads right, the way I want it to read. So that's interesting. The following Wednesday, I have an appointment up in Kelowna that I have to take fairly early. So that's going to be a bit of a change, but I will let people know about that who watch that, and how we're going to do that. In the meantime, this Wednesday, find out what's going to happen in August. Next Monday, we will be here again at 7, unless something unexpected happens. And of course, a Sunday thought, 9 o'clock. Sunday mornings, I was here half asleep, but I was here. And thank you for somebody who did the comment. They caught the Sunday thought. Yes, appreciate it. All of it, I appreciate it. Thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you. Oh, by the way, what I'm also doing tomorrow is I'm typing up my newsletter. If you're not signed up for my newsletter yet, email me, fax, do something, get hold of, let me know, because I have a monthly special. It could be a free book. It could be a special, and readings that are mini readings, or something else, or something will come out. I will actually do that. So don't hesitate in making sure you don't. You can go through my website, by the way, and fill in a form, and then I know what you're. I'm babbling, and I apologize. Anyway, those things are coming up. So glad I'm back. So I'm glad I'm getting my feet back down on the ground and having more sleeps and whatever. And I shall see you Wednesday. Thank you. Lots of love. Many, many blessings. God bless.